Looking at buying a Toro GrandStand Multi Force, this is everything you need to know.
So there are different attachments that you can get with the Toro Multi Force, and it's really good to know some of the subtle extra things that you need. If you elect to buy just a Toro Multi Force, which I have here on my left-hand side, it will come with the deck. It'll come standard with that 26.5 horsepower fuel-injected Kohler. And there are two options when you're buying the Multi Force. You can get a Multi Force that is just the mower and some of these pieces you'll need to get those attachments hooked up, or you can get one that already has the low flow kit installed. So this is a low flow hydraulic kit. It's what makes this machine absolutely unique compared to anything else out there as far as standards go. And the low flow kit will allow a left to right movement or an up and down movement in the case of adding something like a plow, and there's many other attachments you can add with this. So just kind of going around a Multi Force, you can see what it comes standard with the turf tires and some of these other features that go on here. Just besides the point of having a machine that is so unique that you can put all these attachments on, even if you were to go with a Toro GrandStand, which is similar to this, but maybe just a little bit smaller horsepower engine, you can upgrade and get this engine in it as well. There are many advantages to having a stand-on mower. The visibility when you're on a stand-on mower is far superior to anything else. If you need to quickly get off and grab something in the ground, it's much more convenient to stop, to step down, on or off. If you are trying to get under trees, you've got the whole machine out in front of you, and so it's easier to do that. And the Toro in particular, just the platform and how they're on there, the fact that you can fold this up if you need to. Maybe you are on a steep hill and you need that stability, so you can actually lock this in and gain that stability on a hill. Also, with some other machines, you have some kind of guards beside you, so you can't lean quite as much. With a Toro, and you're on a side hill, or you need that ability to be able to move, the platform of the Toro GrandStand is better than others as far as that goes. So those are just some of the advantages of just a stand-on mower to begin with. And then on top of that, what makes a Multi Force so great is all of the different attachments that you can put on this. We are located in Michigan, so we see just the multitudes of what weather can bring. So whether you want this to put the plow on for the snow, we're actually doing a snowblower attachment that we're adding on for a customer for this exact unit that's in front of me. You can get a leaf plow for this. You can get a debris blower, a mulch dump, an aerator, a power broom, a dethatcher, and I got to imagine that Toro will come up with a few more over the next few years. So you can see the standard piece on this. I wanted to talk about, hey, what's possible with these different attachments, but make sure that if you make the move and you actually do this, make sure you're talking to your dealer about getting the right setup for your machine. It depends on which pricing you start to get into. Toro puts a promotional price on the Toro. We're in 2022 right now, and they get a promotional price of $16,200 when it's already got that low flow kit. If you start to get into adding attachments and moving up the point system for Toro's fleet program, you will save a significant amount of money on that machine. And that's a lot of money for a mower besides that, but as you guys well know, if you're in the landscape industry, well, when you have a walk behind blower, you know if you get a good one, very expensive item to add. You know that if you're thinking about getting that snow raider, you're almost spending the same amount of money as what I just talked about already. So you're gonna start to add these $3,000 to $4,000 chunks to add each of these attachments, and you get a machine that can do absolutely everything, and that's what's awesome about this. If we look at this one we've got over here, we actually got this ready to go for a customer who's picking this up, and we have added a lot of these pieces, and it's so important that you know what you're getting yourself into and you don't just plan on the cost of a plow. Maybe a dealer gets you set up and they don't talk about some of those details that you really should have. You don't absolutely have to have, but you should have, so know the total cost that you're getting yourself into. So this is very popular here in Michigan to add the plow on this as that first attachment someone wants. There's really three pieces to this. There's a quick attachment piece that makes it very convenient to get on and off. There is a plow mount kit as a separate piece, and then this one's got the 5-foot plow. You can also get a 4-foot plow. I'll say that the 5-foot is probably the most popular of all the different plow setups we get, because by the time you put that angle, you want to make sure that what you can run into on that forefoot when you put it on the angle is the tires might be just a little bit outside the edge of that plow, which you really don't want. So if you're putting that on the angle, it probably makes sense to get the 5-foot plow. So those are those costs you got to look out for that are kind of a given if you're going to go ahead and get a snow plow set up. And then it's not an absolute have-to-have thing, but I will tell you that if you buy here at Howe Equipment, if you are going to use this in the snow, you got to get the snow tires put on here, and you got to get wheel weights. You're going to be slipping, otherwise you're not going to be completely satisfied, you know, with that purchase. So make sure you get that added on.
Are you learning something from this video? We got tons of content just like this. Subscribe so you can see more.
What I'll say is an option that is really quite convenient with Toro, because this is Toro branded lights, and with this piece here you can actually get a strobe kit that's not on this, but this has the LED lights. If you're out there in the snow and it's really late or it's really early in the morning, you got to have that light, that visibility. If you don't get this package from Toro, which I'll tell you, they're proud, they put a premium on these lights, you really need to get a light kit, some kind of LED light kit, and do something yourself, because this is a fairly expensive upgrade, but you are getting this ability to turn these any which way you want. You have lights that actually go behind on the other side, so the ability to swivel this and the fact that it bolts right on, that you got a nice clean switch to use. On most of the units we're selling, we're actually adding these on, but if you do want to save some money, go out there, find a cheap light kit, you know, on Amazon or wherever you can find it, and you can probably find a little bit cheaper option than that, but it is very nice. Toro is known for having that really nice fit and finish, and no different here with the lights. So I would say if you're going with a snow package, this is the minimum I would probably personally recommend. Now, there's a lot of different attachments. We're getting this one that we looked at first, we're gonna rig that out, and it's going to have a snowblower put on it. So you're running standard with run flat tires on these multi-force mowers. It's recommended that you get the pneumatic, you know, so you actually get some tires with air in them, because once you get some really heavy attachments, it'll put a little bit too much stress on this as far as the ability where it may pop off the bead or things like that. So once you add the heavy attachments, so if you're getting the snow blower put on here, if you're getting the power broom put on here, recommend that you guys get the pneumatic tires on the front as well. So all those costs you really want to factor in. This, you know, this package, I talked about that promo price and all that, you know, you're going to be getting into north of $20,000, just maybe a hair above that, kind of depending. You know, the really nice thing with Toro is once you add so many points, you know, the mower gives you so many points. If you add the plow, gives you some points. If you elected to get a snowblower, add some points. There's other ways you can get points if you buy some of these other commercial types of equipment, and once you get so many points, you can get that discount on your pricing. So we've got a customer that they're getting their second multi-force in, and they're in the 24% off MSRP bracket. So that's kind of what you can get. If you get this package, maybe you throw a snowblower in or something small, or if you just get just a little bit more than what you see right here, that's where you're going to start to see some really big cost benefits there on the front end. If you elect to get the mulch force option, which they specifically say for mulch, because they do say that they put a capacity of 250 pounds on there of mulch, you know, and you can move that around at 10 miles an hour. So incredibly helpful, obviously, to have something like that and put on. I wouldn't be using this to do all your concrete work. There's a reason that they call it the mulch force, so kind of keep that in mind. I'll say that you probably would be shockingly surprised at how big you maybe picture a wheelbarrow on the front, and it's significantly bigger than an average size wheelbarrow. So you can get a lot of mulch or whatever else that may be, you know, if you're doing fall cleanups or other things, or maybe you can take advantage of that as well. I touched earlier on that Pro Force blower, you know, as something that can help you with that leaf cleanup. And think about the cost of just buying a walk-behind blower. You're getting into a really premium cost just for the blower unit itself. So when you can think about adding that blower on at a significantly less cost than what it is to buy one of those, that's another popular option up here in Michigan as we see the change of season and the leaves falling. And of course you can get the leaf plow that makes really quick work of those leaves as well. and mention some of these other attachments that you guys are seeing right now. And it's almost endless what you can do with this. Of course, if you add every single attachment, you're going to get into a really premium dollar amount. But one thing that I think is something to think about is, yeah, you got the upfront cost of getting each of these, and maybe you're only going to use some of these attachments handfuls of time throughout the year, only certain periods of the year. But maybe in 3-4 years, when you sub those mowers out every 1,000 or 2,000 hours, whatever the case may be that you choose, you're going to have those attachments that maybe are lightly used, and you don't need to keep buying those as your machine breaks down or a motor fails. And one motor is going to get you the use of all these different attachments. So I definitely consider that as you're buying each of these things, because you're making a pretty good investment on the upside of things, but long term, you're really only going to have to buy the mower potentially if you're subbing that equipment out. And you know, Toro's known for having industry leading standards as far as those warranties go, at 1,500 hours or a 5-year warranty, depending on which one comes first. So the Toro Multi Force, it's an absolute unique piece of equipment. If you live in a place where those seasons are changing all of the time up here, it's incredibly valuable. Probably the most popular thing that we sell here at Howe Equipment, and hope that gave you guys some insight as to things to consider, different pieces you need to make sure that you get, and just the stand-on experience, even just on the mowing side, being such a benefit as far as what it allows you to do, and will help grow your business ultimately, which is what we're trying to do, and grow profit. So again, hope it helped you guys. Come see us if you guys need a multi-force. If you need anything, we're located in Jackson, Michigan, and we go high and far as far as delivering or doing service, you know, anywhere, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, all over the place up here in the Midwest. So come see us, tool or toy, we have it.
If you are still here to the end, I know that you're really gonna like the video we did about the truth behind Exmark. If that's the case, go ahead and click here right now.